Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And now for today's video, I'm gonna be explaining about the OSPF 14 configuration using Cisco device. And this is the simple or yeah, this is the topology that used in this case when there is one multilayer switch and the others are router. And like I said before, I'm going to explain about the configuration or steps to configure the OSPF routing using Cisco device. So after logging into the device, here I'm using multi-layer switch, and then I'm going to global configuration mode and change the host name from default host name to R1. Okay, and I'm gonna see what configuration that has been applied before. But there are no many new configurations. And then I'm going to set the IP address for the interface gigabit for 01. Okay, I just remember that I need to execute this command first, no switch port, because this is not the uh, router, because this is the multi-layer switch. So I need to execute the no switch port command first, and then I can give the IP address. And next to gigabit for 02, no switch port, don't forget. Then the IP address. For this one, 10.0.0.1, and the subnet mask to 55.0.0.0. I execute the no sh command. That means no shutdown. It's to activate some interface. Okay, now the IP address has been set to those two interfaces. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I forget. Okay, wait, it was, oh, Just remember that I need to execute IP routing command to enable the routing ability for this multi-layer switch before configuring the some advanced routing protocol. Here I'm gonna configure OSPF routing with the ID just 1 for example, and then from the network I just have to advertise my own network. First the network 10.0, then the second one the network 10.0.0.0 with this subnet mask. Oh sorry, I was wrong that. Okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong that I should set the wildcard mask on OSPF configurations. I'm gonna try it again. I'm sorry for my mistake. Okay, let's try it again. Router OSPF 1, then the network like before 192.168.10.0, and now for the wildcard mask. Sorry for my mistake before. Then the second network 10.0.0.0, and with this subnet mask, and don't forget to determine the area, and in this video I use area 0, and I also want to make the DHCP server for the end device that connect to this multi-layer switch. And for example, the DHCP pool name is TRKJA. You can name it as you can, and don't forget to enter the right or correct network for the end device. And default router is for the default gateway that will be used for the end device. And you can also include the DNS server. For example, here I'm using 1.1.1, and we'll see our configuration again. Okay, now after configuring the first multi-layer switch, or we can say it the first router. Now I'm moving to configure the next device, and I have logged into the device. I just click N or no, and now for this router I'm going to configure almost the same thing like before, but now I'm using the real router. First, enable, go to privilege exec mode and to global configuration mode. And the first thing, to change the hostname from the default hostname router to R2 router. And I want to say the previous configuration first for this router. Okay, maybe that's enough, and I'm going to give the IP address for this interface gigabit 00, and here we can just set the IP address directly to the interface like this without execute the additional command like I did for the switch or multi-layer switch. Okay, and for the local network 192.168. Okay, before entering the new IP address, just want to see if the previous IP address has been added. Okay, now for this interface to the local interface, I'm gonna use 192.168.20.1 with /24 subnet mask. And now for this interface gigabit 02, I'm gonna add this IP address, and then don't forget to configure the OSPF router. I just need to advertise my network. First network is 20.2 for the local network, and the other two is or they are the network that connected to others networking devices. In this example, that are switch, multi-layer switch, and the command is not too different. The difference is only at the IP address. So as you can see, the command is network, and then determine your network, and here we must use the wildcard mask, not the subnet mask, when working on OSPF routing. And here I also make the DHCP server like before, and determine the correct network and the correct subnet mask, and also the default router or default gateway for the end device and the NS server, if you will. And let's see our configurations. Okay, it's been added successfully to the running configuration. Okay, all of these interfaces has been given the IP address correctly, but I need still to check it first before moving to the next uh, device. Okay, now I'm moving to the next uh, devices. And like before, I'm going to set the IP address like before, and to the other interface for gigabit 01. Here I'm using 30.1 as a IP address for the local network, and it's the 8 GB full. Like before, determine the name and then add the correct network, the correct subnet mask, and don't forget the default router as the client's gateway, and the DNS server as well. Okay, afterward, the OSPF routing. Okay, I forget to give the area name. It's still same like before, just different IP address. And then just to make sure that the interface is up, and don't forget also to change the host name of the devices. Okay, maybe that's all for today's video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.